I'm slapping $30 on this parlay to times 8 my money at UFC Fight Night, Jack Della Maddalena taking on Carlos Prates. And for the first leg, we are going straight to the main event where we are taking Carlos Prates to win at times 1.8. I'm surprised people actually think that this fight is going to be a close fight. Yes, JDM is a fluid boxer, but he only seems to thrive in his fights when he's able to dictate the pace of the fight and pick his shots. I think Prates is going to be the aggressor in this fight, and we may see a more hesitant JDM due to the threat of Carlos Prates' power. Prates has also fought way better opponents, and let's not forget that JDM had some pretty close split decision wins. He was also losing to an aging Gilbert Burns who was on a massive losing streak before getting the knockout in round 3. JDM's biggest win was over Belal, remember the name Muhammad, and I think that Carlos Prates is simply too much of a jump in competition for him. Next up, we are taking Steve Erceg to win at times 1.4. His opponent Elliot is a submission artist with an awkward style of stand-up fighting that makes him kind of unpredictable on the feet. Elliot is coming off an impressive submission win as an underdog against Kai Asakura, but he only won that fight because Asakura has little to no ground game. This fight is going to be harder for Elliot because Erceg is the better striker in this matchup, and he's also dangerous on the ground. Elliot's game plan is definitely going to be to try and get this fight to the ground and find a submission win, but Erceg has great takedown defense, and I reckon he'll be able to stuff every takedown and piece Elliot on the feet and win a unanimous decision win. Next up, we are taking Brando Perisic to win at times 1.76. I think Brando wins this fight simply because of his aggression. Gaziev tends to succeed when he's the one that's dictating the pace of the fight and the one that's pressing forward, but that's unlikely to happen in this fight. Gaziev is more of a measured and patient striker who picks his shots 1 or 2 at a time, which makes it hard for him to impose himself as an aggressor, especially against a fighter like Brando, who thrives on pressure and wants to control the tempo of the fight. Gaziev also loves to mix in his takedowns with his striking, but he also tends to gas out after round 1. Brando's takedown defense is pretty solid, so I expect Gaziev to shoot and struggle to secure takedowns, and instead burn a lot of energy early in the fight. I reckon most of round 1 plays out in the clinch, and once Gaziev gasses out, then I think that Brando is going to find a knockout win in round 2. Next up, we are taking Colby Thickness to win at times 1.69. His opponent, Vince Morales, is currently on a 3-fight losing streak, and he's most dangerous on the ground where he can threaten some submissions. But Colby's a very well-rounded fighter who's a pretty decent wrestler as well, and I think that he'll be able to stuff every takedown. Colby definitely has a striking advantage in this matchup, and my only critique is that he doesn't have that much power in his hands. But I think he's talented enough to mix in his striking with his wrestling, and I reckon that he'll secure a unanimous decision win. And so this is the final leg. It's a bit of a long shot, but let me know in the comments if you guys are tailing, and if not, let me know what you guys are betting on. Peace.